Chapter 36, PUBG, Mike Tyson. IF his. This is damn ridiculous. He must be eating S. F him. The small streamer angrily threw his keyboard and cursed loudly. But the viewers in the live stream did not agree with him. Do you see this ID? Stupid streamer. He's Ming. Do you recognize it? The new Asia server #1. However, the small streamer ignored their comments and continued his rant. The first D in the Asia server, a damn cheater who got the first place by cheating, F him. This behavior completely displeased his audience. Don't understand, just blindly curse. This kind of streamer is disgusting. Unfollowed by. I'm gonna watch Ming God on Douyu. This stream is just full of curses. Encounter a skilled player and accuse them of cheating? Is it so hard to admit that others are strong? Saying others are cheating, please provide evidence. Even Wei-Shin and Zayashizi say it's not cheating, and the monitoring station says everything is fine. Are you more professional than them? I used to quite like you, didn't expect you to be like this. Unfollow goodbye. The online viewers in the live stream, which originally had over 10,000 people, suddenly plummeted to just a few thousand. These remaining viewers were also a large group that continued to criticize him. Watching the attention he had painstakingly accumulated over the past few months drop in less than a minute, the small streamer was completely dumbfounded. Jiang Siming had no idea about all this, and even if he did, he would have considered such a person nothing more than a nuisance. After dealing with the small streamer, who had been hiding and healing at the staircase, Jiang Siming moved on to the third player. Slyly poking his head out from the staircase, the third player attempted to launch a surprise attack. But Jiang Siming, who had been keeping an eye on him, wouldn't let him have his way. As soon as the head appeared, Jiang Siming turned around and shot him, without even using the scope. The person looked shocked as he fell on the stairs, and the viewers exclaimed, amazed that Win 94 could also be quick-scoped. The damage of Win 94 is actually very high, equivalent to the 98k. Moreover, it has a hidden attribute you guys don't know about. It can stack damage. As long as you hit the first shot, the damage of the second shot will increase slightly. So, as long as you can hit, even if you only hit the enemy's armor, 3 shots are guaranteed to kill. Amid the killings, Jiang Siming took a moment to educate his viewers. After clearing the second floor by removing the enemy's armor and healing items, he continued toward the third floor. Exiting the boxing arena, Jiang Siming already had 7 kills, mainly because he couldn't find the gun when he landed, so he couldn't participate in the early fights. When he arrived, many players had already died. At this point, Jiang Siming carried 2 Win 94s on his back, both equipped with bullet loops to significantly speed up the reloading process. Data. In the hotel's top floor, an ambush player who had been waiting for a long time aimed his gun at Jiang Siming and began firing rapidly. Players in high-ranked tiers had truly impressive skills. This person wedged themselves in a corner behind a window, exposing only a tiny part of their head. Moreover, the opponent's marksmanship was excellent, hitting Jiang Siming 3 times in quick succession. With a level 2 vest, Jiang Siming couldn't withstand the assault for long, and his health rapidly decreased. For situations like this, don't panic, and don't just run away blindly. Do what I did, adjust your angle to dodge bullets, and when he needs to readjust his aim, counterattack. Jiang Siming explained as he demonstrated the maneuver, quickly landing a headshot on the enemy above. The live chat was flooded with 6666. Watching Jiang Siming's gaming livestream was like witnessing a highlight reel of kills. While others might struggle to pull off such impressive plays, for Jiang Siming, it seemed to happen effortlessly whenever he spotted an enemy. After dealing with the sneaky player upstairs, Jiang Siming took cover in a corner to heal. At that moment, a blonde girl drove into the area from outside the city, and her direction seemed to be toward Jiang Siming. Thinking it was an enemy, Jiang Siming was about to raise his gun. However, the girl honked the horn frantically and signaled. Curious, Jiang Siming opened all voice channels. Ming God, don't shoot me. I'm your fan. Jiang Siming chuckled, surprised to encounter a fan, especially a female one. Of course, he spared her, putting away his gun. Jiang Siming smiled and asked, how did you end up in my game? Sniping. Waiting for you to open fire, and then I'll start shooting too, the girl replied. All right, are you here to deliver equipment to me? Thanks in advance, Jiang Siming said with a friendly smile. No, I'm here to challenge you, the girl replied straightforwardly. Jiang Siming was left speechless and could only cough to cover up his embarrassment. The chat was filled with amusement. Ming God, are you my caretaker? Fan, no, I'm here to beat you. This is so awkward, the streamer has no face. This girl is so amusing. Challenging Ming God? Ha ha ha. Ming God is probably thinking him empty in his heart. Jiang Siming couldn't help but feel awkward. The first time he encountered a female fan in the game, she turned out to be there to challenge him. All right, what do you want to compete in? You can use any gun you like, and I'll stick with my Win 94, Jiang Siming offered. But the girl didn't agree. I want to compete with you using fists. Jokingly, she challenged Jiang Siming to a fist fight. After all, who specifically trained for this? If she happened to kill Jiang Siming, that would be something to brag about. Are you sure? Jiang Siming revealed a smirk with a hint of profound meaning. He did have the skill fist mastery, and he hadn't used it yet. Sure, we'll be in the boxing arena, and no helmets allowed. You can start with full health, the girl suggested. No need, this much health is enough. Let's say I'll let you throw the first 2 punches, Jiang Siming said generously. The girl didn't hold back either. Both entered the boxing ring. This girl thinks I'm only good with guns, but she doesn't know I have another identity, PUBG Mike Tyson. The audience obviously didn't believe this statement. Bluff, keep bluffing. Mingad looks so cool when he's bragging. Waiting for the girl to single-handedly kill the streamer. The viewers enjoyed the spectacle. The girl facing Jiang Siming even kindly warned him, Mingad, I often play custom boxing matches and have won many times. Be careful. Oh, I've encountered the female boxing queen. All right, I'll give it my all. Jiang Siming responded with a smile. And so, the boxing match officially began. The girl started moving around the ring, occasionally crouching and throwing punches provocatively. It seemed like she knew how to have some fun in a fight. Girl, are you performing acrobatics? Jiang Siming asked with a laugh. Mingad, this is my invented PUBG free combat technique. You can't handle it, the girl proudly declared. All right. Jiang Siming chuckled and then asked the audience very seriously, this cute girl. If I land a punch, she'll probably cry for a long time, right? The audience burst into laughter. Was that even something a person would say? You find a girl cute, and your response is to give her a punch? Old Jiang, are you out of your mind? Having said that, Jiang Siming rushed toward the girl, leaped high in mid-air, and threw a powerful punch. Mid-swing, Jiang Siming playfully shouted, Pegasus Meteor Fist. Despite the girl's attempt to dodge, Jiang Siming accurately predicted her position, and the punch landed on her head. With that powerful punch, the girl was unexpectedly knocked out. Player, Ming, uses fist to kill player Kaz. Chapter 37. Most Beautiful Confession. Looking at the girl lying in a pool of blood, the audience felt both sympathy and found it somewhat funny. Girl, I'm the boxing champion. Mingado. Haha. I'm almost bursting with laughter. 1 for the fans, -1 for the haters. The girl was puzzled. Aren't I the boxing champ? This is too much. They've killed the girl. Seriously lacking thumbs up. Jiang Siming, feeling a bit embarrassed, gave a sheepish smile and said to the girl, now a corpse, sorry about that. My punches were too strong, couldn't hold back. Unexpectedly, the girl suddenly started crying. Wuan Mingad, you're bullying me. I was wrong. Can't I be forgiven? What do you want me to do? As long as it's reasonable, I'll agree. Really? Yeah, really. Then I want you to flirt with me in the gentlest voice possible. Can you do that? That's also okay. Agreeing to it, the girl stopped crying and eagerly awaited Jiang Siming's attempt at flirting. Don't use cheesy lines. I prefer something more artistic. Your demands are high. If you want to listen, then shut your mouth. Jiang Siming pretended to scold in a not-so-angry manner. The other party chuckled and didn't speak again. The audience was also curious about what Jiang Siming would say. Would Mingad flirt? Could it be something overly masculine? After clearing his throat, Jiang Siming became serious in tone. And when he did, the audience couldn't handle it, especially the female audience, who couldn't help but clench their legs together. Do you know? To like you is probably to give up 1,000 times in my heart. But as long as you turn around once, I'll rekindle hope to love you again. Even if everything were destroyed and the yearning entered my bones, I would still treat you as if it were the beginning, as if time stood still. I truly wish to spend my life with you, making tea with melted snow, watching the lights of 1,000 homes under the same sky, and returning home when the moon sets. After finishing in one breath, Jiang Siming realized the live room had fallen completely silent. Then, the crying of that female viewer could be heard again. Unlike the previous time, which seemed fake, this time it was a soft sob, a genuine cry. Mingad, thank you. That was the most beautiful confession I've ever heard. Thank you. I'm leaving now, goodbye. With that, the female viewer went silent. Mingad, you made the girl cry with your words. I'm amazed. These lines are 1,000,000 times better than those cringy ones. Memorize them for future confessions. Such a beautiful voice combined with such beautiful words. It's too impactful for us girls. Read New Adventures at Sob. You made me cry too, Mingad, you big bad guy. I want you to snipe me too. Say sweet words to me. Jiang Siming never expected it to turn out this way. Could it be the girl's first time hearing such poetic confessions? It was way too easy to win her over, wasn't it? Jiang Siming shut off all voice chat, leaving the boxing ring and continuing on. The 2-94 rifles once again made their appearance, causing a delay in time due to friendly exchanges with viewers. At this point, the poison zone was already in its fourth wave, and the safe zone was far away. Despite the small circle, the map still showed over 40 people. This was what PUBG without cheaters looked like. A year ago, when cheating was rampant, by the time the first poison zone appeared, there were only 10 or 20 players left in the game. Now, without cheaters, almost every match had a significant number of players reaching the final circle. It felt so much more realistic. However, Jiang Siming encountered so many players in the final circle because he hadn't been out killing but was busy engaging with viewers. This allowed these players to survive until now. Before he could even drive into the circle, Jiang Siming was intercepted by a player already inside the zone. Even though the player hadn't entered the safe area themselves, they didn't allow Jiang Siming in. In the next moment, Jiang Siming pulled the handbrake, jumped out of the car, Win94 in hand, and fired a shot in that direction. After the shot, Jiang Siming didn't even spare a glance at the person, got back into the car, and continued on, looking extremely composed. Player Ming eliminated player Su with Win94. The audience had become somewhat numb to this. The word show in Jiang Siming's live stream was a constant presence. Only the new viewers expressed their amazement, while the older ones comforted them like an elder sibling would. Don't be so surprised. Can't you stay calm? This is the usual state in Ming God stream. Newcomers, take notes. Having been here for 2 days, let me tell you, watching Ming God stream requires full attention. Otherwise, you'll miss a fantastic move. Newcomers, take your lessons. Cheers, everyone. Just as he drove into the circle, Jiang Siming's conspicuous and arrogant vehicle drew attention from players scattered around. The car was about to explode, so he had no choice but to abandon it, temporarily hiding in a ditch, tending to his wounds. Jiang Siming's position was dire. Merely exposing himself meant at least 3 people could spot him. Coupled with this high-level segment of the game, even Jiang Siming, not being a deity, could easily falter if he wasn't careful. The audience couldn't help but worry for Jiang Siming. It seemed like Ming God was about to die, and this match was beyond hope for him. However, it wasn't entirely his fault. That particular viewer had disrupted his rhythm for far too long. Otherwise, given Jiang Siming's style of play, there wouldn't have been this many people left in the final circle at this stage, and he wouldn't have ended up in such a terrible position. Watching alongside the audience were the 4 AM team members, currently in the base club's office. Wei Shen led the group, with several other team members gathered around, along with a few manager-coach figures seated on the side. Their computers were streaming Jiang Siming's live broadcast. This guy's finally about to bite the dust, Xiao Xingmu said somewhat gleefully. After all, he still remembered the grudge from being wiped out by Jiang Siming. It felt satisfying to see him facing defeat. He's not dead yet, Wei Shen said, a bit exasperated. Look at this crappy position. I checked, and he's surrounded by at least 6 top-tier players. It's absurd to think he can survive, Xiao Xingmu analyzed reasonably. Yeah, this position is terrible. And he's still using 2 Win94 rifles. Is he just fooling around? Aluka also agreed. Wei Shen glanced at Coach Aluo. The middle-aged man with golden-rimmed glasses kept his eyes fixed on the computer screen, a glint of wisdom shining in his eyes. Whether he lives or dies isn't what we should focus on, Coach Aluo spoke up. What we're observing is how he handles such an extreme disadvantage, whether he can stay composed and make some counterattacks. The manager nodded in agreement, adding, "We've been watching this person's live stream for 2 days. We've only seen him excel in favorable situations, taking advantageous positions and getting kills. Excelling in favorable circumstances doesn't indicate real prowess. It's only in adversity that one's true professional ability can be tested. Otherwise, no matter how strong he seems, he'd only be a casual streamer in the gaming world," the coach supplemented. XDD from Douyu is a perfect example. He's impressive in casual modes, showcasing skillful moves and getting chicken dinners easily. But once RNG invited him to play professionally, it's been a different story. He hasn't even been able to formally compete. Why? Because he can't handle disadvantaged situations. He's quick to get impulsive and die in gunfights. After these comments, the group fell silent, watching the live stream silently. Chapter 38. Reaction Speed Beyond Human Limit. Wei Shen was eager, hoping that Jiang Siming could perform well. He was keen on recruiting this teammate into his team. Experience, more tails on. Because his intuition told him that this person was so strong that they could transform the game. The position is really bad. 3 people have their guns aimed at me, waiting for me to show myself. If I peek, it's no different from giving away my life. Jiang Siming was very aware of his situation. He stayed still in the ditch, analyzing for the audience. In such a situation, if you truly want to become a pro, never panic. Use all the available points such as the one closest to me, that protruding rock at the foot of the mountain. It's the most likely to reveal my position. So, if I throw a smoke grenade towards his location, I can temporarily evade one of the dangers. However, even if you have a lot of smoke grenades, you can't cover the positions of the other two, because then you won't know any of their positions. The moment you run out from the smoke grenades, you'll still get shot. So, to seek advantage and avoid harm, you need to keep one enemy's position that you're confident you can eliminate. If it's someone with weak skills, I suggest choosing the person on the right side of the hill. They're easier to kill. But I'm choosing the one directly ahead at the window in the housing area. No more talk, action. His analysis had the audience engrossed, and it made 4M's coach, Aluo, even more intrigued. Jiang Siming accurately sealed off the positions on the left and right with smoke grenades. When the smoke dissipated, Jiang Siming emerged from the ditch and ran forward. The player with a 98K rifle, not obscured by smoke, shot at Jiang Siming without hesitation. But Jiang Siming was much quicker than them in firing. While they were aiming, Jiang Siming had already shot with the Win 94. The bullet went through the window, hitting the opponent in the forehead. Darn it, Jiang Siming cursed because he hadn't noticed the opponent was wearing a level 3 helmet. One shot hadn't instantly taken him out, making Jiang Siming's position even more precarious. The smoke began to dissipate. Starting from the left, the player near the cliff had already spotted him and aimed. The player who got hit on the head initially intended to use medicine, but abandoned it upon seeing Jiang Siming get attacked, choosing to continue exchanging fire. This was the difference between a pro and a rookie. When rookies get hit, their first thought is to use medicine and restore their health before engaging again. But pros adapt to the situation and never easily spend so much time making their situation more dangerous. Suddenly, under attack from 3 sides. No, it was from 3 fronts. The smoke on the right also dissipated. Under such a 3-sided assault, even someone as strong as Jiang Siming couldn't face it head-on. But Jiang Siming didn't give up. Instead, he began weaving in place, moving at the limits to dodge bullets. To the amazement of onlookers, Jiang Siming, in a critical situation with 3 opponents attacking at close range, managed to evade. These 3 opponents weren't rookies. Every shot they made was aimed precisely at Jiang Siming. 3 opponents at close range shooting at him, yet he managed to escape. This was unbelievable, and everyone knew that what caused this seemingly impossible survival was Jiang Siming's movements. To others, it seemed like pointless twisting and turning, but for Jiang Siming, it allowed him to dodge one deadly bullet after another. Of course, Jiang Siming didn't escape unscathed. He took several hits, but he dodged all the fatal 98K shots. That was so close. One shot away, and I would have been dead. I have to be grateful that the guy at the window was too confident in his sniping skills. If he had just aimed with a rifle, I'd have been done for. Jiang Siming also felt like he'd narrowly escaped a disaster. Since obtaining the fragments, it had been a long time since he'd experienced such an adrenaline-pumping game atmosphere. Not only unafraid, but also making Jiang Siming's blood boil. His desire to perform skilled maneuvers surged to unprecedented heights. Since you can't kill me, then be prepared to leave your lives behind. Jiang Siming's tone suddenly became serious, transforming from an ordinary youth into a ruthless assassin. Having filled up his health, Jiang Siming exposed himself from the depression and quickly sniped, instantly killing the player under the left cliff with a headshot. With them all firing at once gone, the current situation was still manageable, and Jiang Siming could start eliminating them one by one. The player behind the right slope heard Jiang Siming's shots and immediately revealed himself, attempting to ambush. But unexpectedly, after finishing off the player on the left, Jiang Siming swiftly aimed at him. It was as if he had known the opponent's intentions in advance. Bang! 2 shots from a Win 94 took away 2 unwilling souls. Under the quick sniping, there were no lingering spirits. 2 headshot kills made the player at the window with a level 3 helmet shiver. This guy's a pro. He's a pro. That person's mind was filled with this single thought. Very wisely, he chose to abandon a direct gunfight with Jiang Siming and instead camped in a room, waiting for Jiang Siming to run into him do the potion gas before attacking. After all, Jiang Siming had to run through the gas. But he didn't expect Jiang Siming to boldly enter his trap. Before the circle refreshed, Jiang Siming was already running toward his building. So, you can't blame me for being sneaky, pro. The player with the level 3 helmet revealed a sinister smile. He didn't care about fairness or unfairness. He only wanted rankings and scores. Facing the already approaching Jiang Siming, he immediately leaned out of the window, ready to take down his opponent with a rifle. But what made him feel hopeless was that just as his helmet peeked out of the window, the moment his vision barely caught sight of Jiang Siming. A shot from the wind, 94 rang out, penetrating through his skull. Reaction speed, almost beyond human limits. In the instant the opponent's helmet barely appeared, a quick snipe was fired. How crazy was this reaction speed? Not to mention the viewers in the live broadcast expressing their amazement. Even in the 4 a.m. base, exclamations of disbelief were heard. Is this guy still human? This is too amazing. Compared to him, I, as a professional player, feel utterly embarrassed. Is this really not cheating? Why can't I believe it? Human-shaped aimbot confirmed. Even Wei Shen was shocked. He honestly admitted that such reactions might be possible when he was in top form during his professional days playing League of Legends. However, now he could ensure that he could never reach that level. Coach Aluo stood up at this moment, excitedly saying, "We must do everything in our power to recruit this person. Contact him immediately." "Are you sure?" the manager asked. Arrow didn't speak, but he opened his tablet, displaying the hexagonal diagrams representing the skills of 4AM's players. Each angle of the hexagon corresponds to marksmanship, awareness, reaction time, vehicle skills, physical agility, and leadership. Each player's hexagonal diagram had its strengths and weaknesses. For example, the youngest team member, Yon Yuan, was good in marksmanship, reaction time, and vehicle skills, but lacked in other areas. Of course, his role in the team wasn't command-oriented, so awareness and leadership were irrelevant to him. Physical agility, except for Wei Shen, who was slightly better, was almost a weak point for everyone. Wei Shen's hexagonal diagram was well-rounded, with strengths in each aspect. However, when compared to the latest hexagonal diagram that had just been revealed, he was merely considered good. Everyone's eyes were fixed on that new hexagonal diagram, and their astonishment was palpable. This was an almost perfect hexagonal diagram, with marksmanship, reaction time, vehicle skills, and physical agility all maxed out. Only awareness and leadership were slightly weaker, but they were also very close to being fully developed. In short, this was a hexagonal diagram approaching perfection. Chapter 39 Hexagon Max. Previously, Aluo analyzed the comprehensive strength of all domestic professional players using a hexagonal model. Among the best were OMG's Xiao Shitzi, 17 Gaming's Show, for AM's former player and current member of SSS Gaming, Zhou Lili, and the eldest brother, A+ from Ifei, and so on. Their hexagonal profiles could only be compared with Wei Shen's. Some were close, while some were slightly higher. Now, with this new hexagonal model, Aluo could confidently claim that, whether domestically or internationally, this formation would undoubtedly be the top in the world. Really? Is it all settled? Little Xingmu still seemed a bit incredulous. Coach Aluo chuckled and said, "Originally, I wasn't sure about his awareness and command abilities until today, but after watching his recent gameplay, I can confirm that this person, even in squad matches, will be a very competent lead. In that case, I'll contact him immediately." Manager Liu Yin also clapped in excitement. "There's one issue. He's streaming on Douyu, while our entire team is on Huya. Will there be trouble?" Aluo expressed concern. "I'll negotiate the streaming issue with Huya and Douyu. Ideally, we'd like to persuade him to come to Huya. If that's not possible, streaming on both platforms won't be an issue. It's his personal freedom," Manager Liu Yin replied. Wei Shen added, "We need to be quick. I'm sure other teams, especially OMG and 17, also have their eyes on this person. They are actively recruiting new members. Experience new tales on. In that case, I'll get in touch immediately." Upon hearing this, Liu Yin became eager and immediately set off. Wei Shen's guess was correct. Not only 4AM, but many professional PUBG teams were showing varying levels of interest in Jiang Siming. Among them, 17 Gaming and RNG were the most eager. OMG wasn't particularly interested in Jiang Siming because their team roster was full, and their members had been cooperating smoothly for over a year. They didn't want to easily change team members. However, RNG and 17 Gaming highly valued Jiang Siming. Their teams needed someone of his caliber. 17 Gaming heavily relied on Show's individual performance, while the other three members' skills were average. RNG had a balanced overall team strength. Their technical levels were similar, not particularly outstanding, but not weak either. They had previously invited XDD, but his playstyle in competitions was reckless, similar to casual matches. He was impulsive, immature in mindset, and couldn't shoulder the team leadership. Even now, he was still undergoing coach training. Jiang Siming was unaware that several teams were vying to recruit him. This match was getting more exhilarating for Jiang Siming. The final circle had a significant number of players, and Jiang Siming frequently encountered 2 or even 3 opponents at once. The tension and excitement pushed Jiang Siming to perform at his utmost level. Almost every battle in the finals was a life or death situation. As the final circle approached its climax, Jiang Siming, using his 2-win 94S, once again eliminated 4 top players, securing a chicken dinner against all odds. Phew, that was exhausting. Jiang Siming breathed a sigh of relief, primarily because he only had 2-win 94S, and each time the circle closed in, it was unfavorable. There were too many players around, so winning was already a miracle. The audience found it exhilarating, and the big spenders in the live chat appeared, showering gifts without hesitation. Surely, the content creators in the live stream room were about to get busy again, but they were more than willing. This match was filled with highlight-worthy plays that would undoubtedly draw attention and garner a surge in followers for themselves as well. Jiang Siming watched as his level in the live stream increased by 2, feeling pleased. Plus, that last chicken dinner rewarded him with 2 fragments, 1 golden and 1 black. He hadn't seen a black fragment before. Novel.com Arbadia. He first opened the golden fragment, and its contents made his mouth water. Acquired detached villa within Shanghai, Lijiazui inner ring, fragment 1, 1/3, insufficient fragments unable to use. Detached villa, Shanghai Lijiazui, within the inner ring. Jiang Siming felt as if a multi-million or even multi-million-dollar treasure was beckoning to him. However, he wasn't the same poor kid anymore, excited about just 5,000. Besides the initial contract fee of 2 million, Jiang Siming had received nearly 2 million from the money from gifts, split evenly with the platform after that. Adding to this, the golden currency fragments he obtained in-game totaled over 1 million. Currently, Jiang Siming had nearly 6 million in his bank account. After safely storing the villa fragment, Jiang Siming proceeded to open the black fragment that had never appeared before. Acquired Black Technology Series. Game Program Modifier, Fragment 1. 1/1, fragment is full, can be directly used. Black Technology? Jiang Siming was somewhat surprised and immediately clicked to use it. In his hand was something resembling a chip with a miniature screen on it. The information about this device also entered Jiang Siming's mind. Game Program Modifier. Can modify the internal programs or data of any game worldwide without using any hacking methods. Undetectable even by the world's most robust firewalls. Note, this modifier can only be used once within 15 days, and it's advisable not to make drastic changes to avoid drawing attention. After understanding the information about this item, Jiang Siming was utterly astonished. Indeed, it was black technology. This thing was way too advanced, easily breaching game loopholes and casually altering game programs. Jiang Siming only needed to input the game's name into this chip using his thoughts to perform the aforementioned operations. This was a nightmare for major game companies. Using this chip in online games to make money or casually modify game account items and sell them for cash. It was entirely possible. However, he couldn't use this thing too recklessly or it would undoubtedly attract attention from those companies. Jiang Siming temporarily stored away this black technology and resumed his live streaming. Suddenly, his phone rang, interrupting Jiang Siming's streaming. Glancing at his phone, seeing an unknown number, he thought it might be a sales call. Still, he picked it up intending to hang up in a second. Hello. Before the caller could speak, Jiang Siming cut them off. I'm not buying a car or a house. I don't have money to invest in a store. I've already bought social insurance, and I don't need commercial insurance. Also, I want a Mercedes-Benz this year, 2 Volkswagen CCs, 3 Rolex watches for global travel tickets, and nearly 20 million in cash from various TV stations and major variety shows. So, I don't need any more lottery notifications. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything else to add? If not, I'm hanging up. The audience burst into laughter upon hearing Jiang Siming's slick self-introduction. This sounds so proficient. How many times have you said it? Haha, it seems like Mr. Ming has been annoyed by sales calls many times, quite experienced. Sales calls are indeed annoying. The winning messages and calls I receive are almost identical to what Ming Shin said. Hilarious. The other party is speechless, hangs up, and probably adds you to the blacklist. Salesperson, you've finished reciting my lines. What else can I add? Chapter 40, Recruitment by Major Teams. What both Jiang Siming and the audience didn't expect was that the person wasn't a salesperson. Your eloquence is impressive, Ming God, but I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm 4AM's manager, Lu Yun. I'd like to discuss something about joining a professional esports team. Are you interested? Wow. This news stunned the audience in the live stream. 4AM wanted to recruit Jiang Siming. I know you're live right now, so how about we talk after your stream? Sure. I'll call you after I'm done with the stream. All right, I'll wait for your call. Click. After hanging up, Jiang Siming gave an awkward smile to the audience. I didn't expect it wasn't a sales pitch. Well, Let's continue with the live stream. Don't. For AM is inviting you to join their team. Ming God, do you agree or not? You'll be with Wei Shen's team. Ming God, aren't you excited? Is Ming God going pro? Will that leave him with no time for streaming? I'm really looking forward to Ming God's performance in professional matches. Agree. The audience temporarily lost interest in watching the stream, all bombarding the comments to ask if Jiang Siming was willing to go pro. Jiang Siming pondered for a moment and said, "Of course, I want to go pro. Real strong players don't settle for casual matches. I also want to compete with professional players on the stage." Changing the subject, Jiang Siming added, "But I'm used to being free-spirited. I might not adapt well to the routine of training in a club every day. I still prefer streaming as my main focus. After all, you guys are my most beloved people." Ah, that almost got me believing it. Ming God, you're awesome. Just for that, I'm your fan. So cheesy, but I love hearing it. Will 4AM agree to this? If he joins 4AM, how will he continue streaming on Douyu? Will it affect that? Seeing everyone asking one question after another, Jiang Siming felt overwhelmed. All right, everyone, stop asking. I'll talk about the details after I finish the stream. Once I have the results, I'll let you all know. Ring. The phone rang again, and Jiang Siming picked it up to listen. "Hello, I'm Wang Dong, the manager of RNG's PUBG club." After hanging up this call, 17 Show, the captain of the 17 team from Douyu's live stream, came to Jiang Siming's live room. "Brother Ming, our team also wants to discuss your joining. How about we talk after your stream ends?" After sending off one team invitation after another, Jiang Siming finally managed to continue the stream quietly. However, at this point, the audience's attention had already shifted from the stream. This glorious and face-saving event happened right before their eyes. In an instant, 4 or 5 teams invited Ming God, which was a huge show of respect. This was the greatest recognition of Jiang Siming's skill. Who would dare doubt that he's cheating? Everyone was discussing fervently, suggesting which team Jiang Siming should join, arguing over 4AM, RNG, 17 teams, and more. They even argued vehemently, and Jiang Siming felt overwhelmed. Fortunately, after some time, the rhythm calmed down. Jiang Siming streamed until evening, and Wang Xini had already prepared dinner outside. Jiang Siming didn't feel like continuing the stream and planned to end it. After the stream ends, Trotting Horse handed over. "You promised to sing after the stream. No backing out. He's finally here. Music lovers, assemble. Ming God's going to sing. Singing just one song won't cut it. Ending the stream so early, you should sing at least 2. Absolutely 2 songs. Let's make that a happy decision." All right. I'm sorry for ending the stream early today. I'll sing 2 songs, all right? Hang on, let me grab the guitar. Saying this, Jiang Siming ran off to borrow a guitar from Wang Xini. He planned to buy a new guitar in the next few days. He couldn't keep borrowing his girlfriend's. She might need it too. Upon hearing Jiang Siming was going to sing, the audience in the live stream immediately spread the news around. Many viewers from other streamers' rooms came after hearing this. 78622 live stream room. Wait for a bit. I'll listen to someone singing and be right back. The streamer paused the song, opened the live platform, found the room they wanted to search for, and clicked to enter. "Erku, are you also going to listen to Ming God singing?" "Oh no, has Erku also fallen for it?" 78,622 live stream room has fallen. Hope other female streamers are okay. I'll listen to Trotting Horse today, it's really good. Discover more stories at. The key is that the singer wrote this song themselves. Talented and great vocals. It's hard not to get popular. 241431 live stream room. Oh my, I've been obsessed with Trotting Horse Heap lately. My version just now sounded awful. Let's watch the original singer perform it. Hee. This female streamer also paused her own live broadcast and plunged into Jiang Siming's live stream. Wow, I just came from Erica's place. She fell for it too. Zai Sufiai's live stream also succumbed. Other female streamers, hold on. Ming God is like a goddess harvester. He's only been on Douyu for a few days, and a bunch of female streamers are mesmerized by him. Zai Sufiai, you gotta hold on. Because everyone wanted to hear the original version of Trotting Horse, the online audience in room 99999 had already reached over 6 million, with popularity breaking over 20 million. Back when Chun Yifa almost secured her position as the top streamer on Douyu just by covering Fairy Tale Town. If she hadn't made her own troubles, she'd undoubtedly still be the top streamer on Douyu. Now Jiang Siming had written his own song, Trotting Horse, not only the original version, but sang it so well. It's hard not to become popular. When Jiang Siming returned with the guitar, there was a bit of oil at the corner of his mouth. He sneaked a piece of braised pork while grabbing the guitar. Ready, here it comes. With that, Jiang Siming started playing the melody of Trotting Horse again. The familiar tune silenced the currently most popular live stream room, Everyone was too captivated to send barrage messages. The rain outside has stopped. The lights inside are still on. Counting your indifference. Playing with loneliness. After a long time, I finally raised my head to look. You were walking so slowly on the other side, leaving me in a dilemma between dozing and reality. After the song ended, the room flooded with virtual gifts. Emperor Dumb Little Sister sent 10 super rockets to Ming's live stream room. Emperor Dumb Little Sister, so good, too good, Brother Ming, yay. Emperor Little Tuanshuan sent 10 super rockets to Ming's live stream room. Emperor Little Tuanshuan, Little Brother Ming, I'm your crazy fan, la la la. With so many gifts pouring in, Jiang Siming couldn't keep up and could only collectively thank everyone. I promised to sing 2 songs, and I won't break my word. The audience was thrilled. They could enjoy another round. They hadn't tired of the song, even after listening to it for 2 days. Unexpectedly, Jiang Siming decided not to sing Trotting Horse again. The next song is also my original. It's called A Solo in Paris. Hope you like it.